Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist at the Tech Travel Geeks, and this is the Tech Travel Geeks long-term review of the Nokia 5.3 smartphone. Once upon a time, I used to work in a coffee shop as a barista, and one of the things we used to have was quite a few customers who were just annoyed that there were all these fancy names for coffee, and all they really wanted was, well, a flat white. The Nokia 5.3 is just that. It's a simple smartphone that does everything a smartphone should do nowadays, without excelling anywhere or being amazing in any particular category. The only category you might consider the Nokia 5.3 to be really good in is actually value. When we purchased the Nokia 5.3 on its release date from Amazon UK, it was £150 sterling. That's very reasonably priced, and for that you get a lot of smartphone. The Nokia 5.3 has a nice big 6.5-inch screen. It's not the sharpest screen out there, but the colour resolution is good, and it's perfectly fine for watching video, social media, text messaging, and scrolling endlessly through Instagram. The Nokia 5.3 has since gone on offer. More recently on Amazon it went down to £126, which is a really good price. And for that you get a solid smartphone that, as I said, is the equivalent of a flat white coffee. The screen is nice and big, it has a teardrop selfie camera at the top, and the back of the device is unapologetically polycarbonate. It isn't the prettiest of smartphones, something had to give in the industrial design, and the chassis of the device is plastic as well. Over the last few months, whilst using the device as a secondary device, but then more recently as a primary one, the Nokia 5.3 has started to develop a few creaks, but that's perfectly acceptable in a device of this price range. I've been using this device quite a lot, not only for media consumption, particularly watching some Netflix shows on the device, but also for some light gaming. If you haven't already, you can check out our more recent videos of gaming on the Nokia 5.3. The Nokia 5.3 on the back has a nice round camera module with 4 cameras. While the number of cameras is important in many markets, the quality is sometimes overlooked. The main sensor is a 13 megapixel one, which snaps decent pictures in good lighting, but suffers in low light. So if you're going to, say, a nightclub or on a walk in a dark alley trying to do night photography, night mode will help, but still the camera sensor and lens is not a good pairing for low light photography. There's also a 5 megapixel ultra wide camera, which is, again, great in good light, but really does suffer in low light. And, for example, using it to take pictures of my cats, it suffered. I do like using wide angle lenses to make my cats look like giants. There is also a 2 megapixel depth sensor that helps with portrait photography, and portraits seem to be pretty decent. Not all the edge detection is perfect, there are some mistakes there, but for most people, being able to take a portrait picture and Snapchat that, or send it via Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, or Telegram, or even post it to Instagram if they're brave, wouldn't be an issue. Most people won't notice those little details. One of the other sensors on the device is a 2 megapixel macro sensor. Again, as I said, this is a question of having a number and an extra camera to make it look good, but this macro camera, as on other devices, is pretty pointless. I don't know why some camera manufacturers make the devices, or why some brands like Nokia include these in their products. In terms of overall performance, the Nokia 5.3 has performed really well over the time I've been using it as first my secondary device and then my main device. In terms of messaging, browsing the web, watching video, it performed brilliantly. In terms of gaming, it punches well above its price range, and that's in part due to the fact that the version we have that was purchased in the UK has 4 GB of RAM and that Snapdragon 665 chipset, which is an octa-core chipset, that performs very, very well, plus being very power efficient. Now, that chipset gives you really good battery life. The Nokia 5.3 can easily get me through a day of heavy use. It does have some issues though. That main issue of the 4000 mAh battery is that it's not a quick charge one. So even if you do have a quick charge charger, it will only charge slowly. So a full charge can take anything up to 4 to 5 hours in my experience. Now, battery life has been great, and I've been using it, as I said, quite heavily in some instances. One of the reasons I've been using the Nokia 5.3 more than other devices is because it has the famous Courage port. Now that's a 3.5mm audio jack, a standard headphone jack, which means that whilst watching video or listening to music or podcasts, I could plug in a good old-fashioned pair of earphones. And that, in a way, also saves battery because you're not churning out the battery to Bluetooth usage. Now, overall, the Nokia 5.3 is a great device, but there are some downsides. The main one being something that we've already mentioned, which is the slightly creaky chassis after a few months, and the fact that there is a few creaks on the back when you hold it or press it. Now, that won't be an issue if you will have the Nokia 5.3 in a case. And there's plenty of cases available out there for the device. The Nokia 5.3 software experience is very good. As I said, it's like a flat white coffee, a simple white coffee. It's a Google Experience device running Android One, which means that it also gets frequent and regular software updates. My understanding is that the Nokia 5.3 will get the update to Android 11 from Android 10, which it launches with, and in the summer of 2021, it will also get the upgrade to Android 12, or whatever it will be called after that point. So if you're in the market for a reasonably priced smartphone at £150 or under, the Nokia 5.3 is a very compelling option. But this part of the market is quite crowded at the moment. It's going to have to compete with the likes of Xiaomi's Redmi line of Redmi Note 9s. It's going to have to compete with Honor and their Honor 9X Lite and Honor 20E, which we're covering here on the Tech Travel Geeks, as well as Realme's range of devices, and the Samsung A2 series of devices. So Nokia, I'm sure, will do very well trading on its brand, and the fact that it has some very compelling software updates features that few of those other brands can commit to. We've thoroughly enjoyed our time with the Nokia 5.3 here at the Tech Travel Geeks, and we'll carry on covering it. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see an update on this review when the next version of Android is released for it, and if there's any other questions you have. As I said at the beginning, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks if you're not already subscribed to us. And if you like this video, give us a like. But for now, thanks for watching and speak to you soon.